This story kind of came out of left field for me yesterday. I was not expecting it at all, but to be fair, I don't think about these people at all. So it doesn't really mean much, right? Do you guys remember these two? Their wedding was one of the most unhinged episodes of that show. It was hilarious. Truly, truly hilarious. I don't know how these two got together. I don't know how they got married. Like, they are just both so much. Like, I would not be able to handle like ni l'un ni l'autre, one or the other of these two. I would not be able to at all. But together, they seemed to work so perfectly. It seemed as though they were 100% fully themselves with one another. So now to hear that not only are they divorcing, but essentially this man is a deadbeat, like in the home dad, and that MJ, or Mercedes, as her mom would say, was a married single mom. I'm shook. I'm shook. Listen, this is why I'm always telling you, ladies, like, I feel like I'm preaching, but it's the truth. This is why you have to be really careful when these men come to you talk about, I want to have kids. I want to have kids. A lot of times what they mean is they want to have a kid and let you do all the work. You're the one who has to put everything on hold. Your life has to revolve around this child and him and everything. You're the one who's going to suffer. Like, really think long and hard. Is this guy going to be a good partner to me? Or am I going to be a married single mom or in a relationship single mom? Not like is 9 times out of 10 like an exaggeration, because it really feels like that's the case. Even when you talk to people, for example, like I'll talk to like friends or people I'm dating or whatever, about like their relationship with their parents. Their moms are always still really engaged, and even if they have their own kids, the moms are really active grandparents, and then the dads don't do anything. The dads do not maintain a relationship with them or their grandkids. They're just there. So as a woman, you have to be incredibly, incredibly careful. Truly, like, if you want to be a single mom, go ahead and do it, right? But if you really want a true partner, be super duper careful, because most times that's not what you're gonna get. Just saying. It is so freaking sad and scary. Shem, but I love your photo. And can I tell you, Shem, I want this cap because I'm in my cap phase right now, and I saw your cap actually, and it made me think of you. I was at Urban Outfitters, I think, and they had it in blue, but I really like your burgundy color. I want your burgundy color, or like a forest green, or like a corduroy texture. I really like this hat. I think you look so cute. Terry says, I haven't changed my pick in 13 years. 13 years, really? Oh my God. But I love it. It looks fabulous. You look really, really cute as well. Y'all, listen, I think you're also so beautiful. But listen, don't forget, I'm a magpie. I get so excited when I see something new and exciting too. They met, yes, I think they met on like Tinder or something like that, right? Like, they met online, and again, they seemed so perfect for one another, right? So I'm really quite sad. No, I don't think he has the money like that. She's trying to block spousal support. I think if he had billionaire money, she'd be fighting for that, as she should, considering she's the one who's mainly taking care of that child. I'm going to read to you everything she says about her taking care of that child. You're going to be on your freaking behind. Probably not, because again, like Terry says, it's 9.5 times out of 10 that the mom is, whether she's married or not, she's a single mother, right? And that is absolutely the case here. And it's just so sad. It is so sad. Oh my God. I think on the TikTok, what are they saying? They're saying that men want kids the way that kids want pets, like they like the concept of it, but they're not going to do anything to take care of it. That's on you, baby girl. That's on you. So accept it if you want that kind of lifestyle, but if you don't, be very, very careful and be very strict about it. Don't play no damn games. Nope. Good morning, YouTube addicts. So nice to see you again. Jamie says, AKA my baby daddy. I'm so sorry, girl. But you know what? I hope you find or take solace in the fact that you're not alone. Unfortunately, that's the majority of them, and it's very, very sad. And if you have a good husband or baby daddy or ex or whatever, consider yourself lucky. That is truly a miracle. It shouldn't be, but it is truly a freaking miracle. And I agree, Allie, they're so expensive. Listen, I'm trying to help y'all fight the propaganda, or I'm trying to fight that propaganda one video at a time. Anyway, let's get into this story. I'm sorry, I took y'all on a tangent, okay? So MJ filed the divorce papers just Friday. She lists actually the separation as the same date that she's filing. She said, we just separated today, and what about it, right? Irreconcilable differences. And she's asking for the court to block spousal support for either herself or Tommy. By the way, the two of them got married about 7 years ago on April 21st of 2018. They have their 6-year-old miracle angel rainbow baby together named Shams. And MJ is requesting sole physical and legal custody of him. And she wants for Tommy to receive visitation on Tuesdays after school until Wednesday at 5 p.m. and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. each week. So that's essentially like 48 hours a week, 2 days a week for this guy, because he is so freaking useless, allegedly, in this child's life, right? So MJ says, if there's no school, exchanges take place on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. and the parties can, quote, further mutually agree to any additional visits or modifications. And then she's also requesting that, quote, the exchanges are to take place at the minor's school. In case that the minor does not have school, the exchanges shall take curbside at Mercedes' place of work. And so when it comes to traveling, she wants for Tommy to be ordered to have a written permission from the other parent or party or a court order to take their child out of California and the United States. So now when she describes the parenting split or lack thereof, this is where you go, oh no, girl. Oh no, you did right to go ahead and file for that divorce. Life is going to be easier as an officially single mom rather than a married single mom, right? Because now you don't have that man to take care of too. Quote, I have been the parent primarily involved in the caregiving and overall needs of our minor son, she wrote. I take our son to school and pick him up every day. I also organize and take our son to his playdates, parties, doctors, and dentist appointments. Likewise, I am responsible for his extracurricular activities and school activities with little to no involvement from Tommy Feight. My hours of employment are entirely within my control, which allow me the flexibility to continue being primarily responsible for our son this way. By no means do I want to alienate Tommy Feight from our son, and I am more than happy to mutually agree to additional visitations or modifications in the best interest of our son. You know, when the guy is so uninvolved with the child, it does get kind of scary, I imagine, to divorce, because you're like, is this guy even capable of tucking the child in? Does he know like that children need to brush their teeth just like adults? Does he know how to cook? Like, does he know anything? You know what I mean? Very, very, very sad and scary stuff. Like, I wish her the best. Like, it's better for her, right, to get rid of this guy and to just take on the bulk of it alone. But I imagine that the 48 hours, right, the 2 days that she wants to give to him, those are going to be nerve-wracking for her too, because this man is so freaking useless, right, that she doesn't know if the child is going to be well taken care of when he's alone with the father. Shelby says some people want a baby so bad it wouldn't matter until it happens, and then they act shocked. And I think that that was the case here, right? MJ was at an age and a place in her life where it was just this or nothing. Like, it didn't matter who looked twice in her direction. I think her mom hated this guy, warned her against this guy. This guy didn't even seem serious. Does he have a job? Like, he seemed jobless to me. And I really hate that this is what she settled for ultimately, right? Good morning, Sarah. Nice to see you. Listen, boo, this is a supersized episode of the show, so you are not late at all. We're still just getting started. We're 2 stories in out of like a million stories, right? And same goes for you, Be Wise, as well. So nice to see you. Ali says, who didn't see this coming? Exactly. Honestly, this whole relationship kind of, no offense, but it kind of seemed like a joke a little bit. Like, even the way that you have to watch that wedding episode. If you've never watched the Shahs of Sunset, which is where they're from, Yaya, it's kind of like the Persian Real Housewives sort of a vibe, right? Or the Valley, I should say. It's a really good show. It really, really was a good show. I especially loved the seasons with Lily Galishi and Asifa, I think her name was. But yeah, like, if you can only watch one episode of that show, watch that wedding episode. It was a whole mess. It was a hot ass mess. Ali says, I wonder if Gigi or Reza made comments about the split. Yeah, good question. I haven't seen anything pop up in the headlines, but I wouldn't be surprised if they, especially Gigi, came out with some statements. Gigi's been thirsting for a headline lately. I think last week I covered some kind of like forced beef between her and, I want to say, Brittany Cartwright from the Valley. Reza has been laying relatively low though, so I wouldn't. I don't know that I'm going to hear, but I do imagine that this is something that's going to be mentioned on the show. It's also a little bit convenient to me that this news is coming out or that this is happening as they're getting ready to promote the reboot. So I don't want to say publicity stunt, but I'm just saying, right? BY says another deadbeat dad. No surprise. It's so sad how common this is. It truly is. A lot of times when people think deadbeat dad, it's the guy who's not in contact with the kids or whatever. But no, like it's the guy who's minimally involved, who lets the wife or the mom do everything for the child, you know, and it's just so freaking sad. Hallie says, I thought he was a criminal. Damn, what gave you that impression? Is it the restraining order that Reza filed against him? She doesn't care, says it's always a chance that you'll become a single parent. Exactly. So I guess you got to think about, is that worth it to you or not? Right. And the only person who can answer that question is you. For some people, the answer is yes. For others, the answer is no. Right. And some people actually even, oh, trust, don't hurt nobody. Don't hurt nobody. I love this photo. Where was I? And some people actually even go out of their way to be single parents, right? They'll, you know, for men, maybe they'll get a surrogate, go through it that way, cough, cough, Cristiano Ronaldo, or for women, they'll go to a sperm bank, go at it that way, right? Shelby, you think 2 days a week is a lot, really? Because I thought it was kind of like low. It's like, really, just 24 hours, really, just a Tuesday and a Sunday sprinkled in? That's like nothing. That's nothing, in my opinion. But listen, if this guy is really as useless as MJ wants us to believe, or is telling us that he is, then 2 days might even be overwhelming for him. And it might be too much, right? But I think for a capable father who wants to be engaged in his child's life, I think that he would be fighting for a lot more than that, right? Just saying. And Jamie, I love this perspective too, right? I'd rather be a single mom than not. Like I feel like a lot of women feel that way. And so that's the mentality or the mindset that they go in with, prepared, you know, to handle things if it turns out that way. Jaleesa says Shahs was the best reality show on Bravo. VPR, a close second. Ooh, don't make me choose between the two. For me personally, I would say that VPR was my fave, but Shahs was definitely up there as well. It is so freaking good. It actually almost makes me want to do a rewatch, to be honest with you. But I got to be honest, Lily Galici's voice, nails on a chalkboard. It's kind of hard to get through, right? Shelby says, as a mom, that feels like a long time to not have your baby. I know, but at the same time, you know, from the baby's perspective or whatever, they got to see their other parent too. And 2 days only, like, seems a little bit, you know, skimpy, in my opinion. B-Rai says, I'd rather be a single mom than have a deadbeat husband, period. Same here. Like, what's the point? Because if it's just you and the kid, it's so much easier, right? But then having to do anything for this guy, you know, just sitting around on his ass all day. Oh, no, that would just be too enraging. Way too freaking enraging.